Okay, so now the Niners' first possession. Purdy hits Kittle on a short crosser. Nice little high percentage throw schemed up by Shanahan. McCaffrey got stuffed on 2nd and 1 by Gardner Johnson, who was just awesome, flying around like a madman, seek and destroy. He's just a great player. 3rd and 2, McCaffrey runs for the first down. So that sets up 1st and 10 from the 36. Purdy hits Ayuk for a first down. Penalty, Philly was offsides. They decline the penalty and take the yardage. Then Debo runs 4 yards on first down. Now it's 2nd and 6 at midfield, and this is the play that Purdy gets knocked out on. And, he gets hit by Hassan Reddick. The ball pops out, but more importantly, Purdy's arm obviously was seriously injured. I've watched this play many times. This is another area where people are losing their minds, going crazy about Kyle Shanahan. This is not a Kyle Shanahan issue. If you want to say that Tyler Kroft is not a good enough player, okay, you can make that argument and point at the personnel department. Tyler Kroft didn't just, in the play action game, you're going to ask tight ends sometimes to block defensive ends. You're going to ask wide receivers to get in the way of guys who are better than them and bigger and stronger and faster than them. You're going to be overmatched sometimes in the play action game off the edges. I don't want to say that Purdy blew it because he held the ball too long, or if Kroft blew it. If Kroft loses Reddick on the inside, he blew it. The expectation, if you're Shanahan, is that you're going to hold the guy up, and you're not going to hold him up forever, but you're going to eventually fall off of that block, most likely to the outside. And that's what Kroft did. So if I saw Tyler Kroft, I'd say, hey, it would have been nice to hold that block for a tick longer. But so what? That's like the guy, that's Brett Favre in the commercial as the groceries fall on the ground saying you should have double bagged it, right? I mean, that's 2020 hindsight. I don't think if you really know football, you're going to say that Shanahan calling that play, that Kroft is, that Shanahan somehow caused yesterday's game because he was negligent by asking Kroft to block Reddick. It's a tall ask, but it's not unheard of. I mean, what was your read on that play? How blamable do you blame Kyle for that one?
I really don't. And the reason why is because it's a shot playoff play action. And that's what all 32 NFL teams have those plays in their playbook where they're in a personnel with 2 tight ends. Typically you're going to have one or both back in blocking. And the thing is there's no winning, right, Larry? Because what we've seen in the past is on those shot plays, he'll have Kittle stay back and block. And then people are upset that Kittle's not being utilized as a receiver and Kittle's not out in the pattern. Well, yesterday Kittle was out in the pattern and Kroft was back blocking. And if you go back, I don't know if people have had the chance to see, I've seen a ton of clips of the all-22 footage on Twitter and stuff. The corner route that Ayuk was running, he was wide open. And if that ball gets out,
a big play.
That's a big play. He might have gotten in the end zone with how wide open he was. There was nothing but green grass in front of him. So I don't think it was a schematic issue. I think it just was a very unfortunate circumstance. And it'd be one thing if Kyle was trying some, way out of pocket, thing that no other team's doing. And he, is trying to outsmart everybody by doing this thing that nobody else does because it's probably a bad idea. Every single team in the NFL has plays like this in their playbook where they're asking their tight ends to hold blocks on the edge on these play action shot plays. And I think Joe Thomas, who's one of the best left tackles, the NFL's ever seen, weighed in on it earlier where he was kind of mentioning that, this is very run of the mill. And I think it comes down to, it's very easy to be upset at the result, but people act like they're upset with the process. And I never saw people complaining when they were hitting those shot plays for big games when they won 12 games in a row. And I understand the frustration with the result. It sucks. It cost the 49ers a chance to play in the Super Bowl. I completely understand it. But I don't think it's a situation where when that play call is being relayed to Brock Purdy, that's where the issue was. Like the schematics was not the problem. It just came down to execution. And really just, I think, Larry, what happens oftentimes is people underestimate how fast the NFL game is and how much like a millisecond of time can make all the difference in the world. Because if that ball comes out a little bit sooner, it doesn't really matter if Tyler Kroft gets beat and doesn't hold his block on Hassan Reddick. And I think it's just one of those situations where something really unfortunate happened, and Purdy got hit in the worst possible place he could have got hit at the worst possible moment, and he suffered a really bad injury because of it.
Yeah. How does that injury change